And Abraham took Isaac. You know, he had to be Abraham, because it was only Abraham that he could trust that he has trained his children to a point that he can raise knife on them and they will not run. He said, shall I hide from Abraham what I do, seeing that he will command his children? God was so sure of, there was one father on the earth that was like the father. There was one father on the earth that God was so sure he will raise his children in such a way that when heavens demand it, he will find it. They will find Abraham in his children. Heavens was so sure. God was so sure. Says, seeing that he will command. Abraham, I know him. The way he raises his children, you can trust him with this. Abraham was able to raise a teenager that was ready to die in obedience to his father's instruction. Oh boy, try to raise a knife on your 2-year-old. As soft for do you know what I'm saying? And Isaac saw a knife coming on him, and in obedience to training. There's no parenting teacher that can beat Abraham as far as I'm concerned. How do you raise a teenager in the days of Ishmael that will be willing to follow you to sacrifice to the Lord in the first place? When children don't like going to church, you follow you to sacrifice to the Lord, to climb mountain, not to go and watch Disney Junior, to follow you, not to go and do amusement park, to follow you to climb mountain, to go and worship a God. And he followed you. He even carry the implement. And he got there. He was climbing mountain at the age of 13. He was climbing mountain with his father, not to go and watch Mickey Mouse. He was climbing mountain with his father in obedience to serve the God of his father. As a teenager, who raises a child like that? Who raises a child? Who raises a boy like that? That is a standard of parenting, and that is the only kind of person God can use as specimen. Because for him to get Isaac type on the earth, I wish to say, can God find an Isaac in my house? In my family, in our lineage, in our generation. Who raises a teenager in the 21st century? Who can do who like Isaac? God found him in Abraham's house, and God asked for him. A teenager that was the only child. You don't get what I just said now. If it was the 5th born, we can understand. I'm talking about an only child that can be raised to die. An only child that can be raised to follow to the temple, not to go and watch Disney Junior, to follow to the temple and sit down there and lie down on the stone, ready to be slaughtered in worship.